One man destroyed $40 billion in 72 hours. Here's what happened. I didn't hear about Terra Luna until after it collapsed. Someone mentioned it in a comment on a crypto video I'd been watching, said something like, "This is exactly what happened to Terra." I didn't know what Terra was, so I went to look it up, and the first number I saw stopped me cold. $40 billion. Gone. In 72 hours. A cryptocurrency called Terra, and the token that backed it, called Luna, didn't just fall. They went to essentially zero. Tens of thousands of people lost everything they had in it, and the more I read, the more unsettled I got. Because it wasn't a hack, it wasn't a rug pull, it was a system that collapsed under its own logic. Smart people built it, smart people invested in it, real venture capital backed it. And here's the part that really got me. There was a product inside this ecosystem paying nearly 20% annual yield on what was supposed to be a stable, dollar-pegged coin, tens of billions in it. And honestly, knowing what I know about finance, I might have put money in too. The yield sounded real. People I would have trusted endorsed it. So this video isn't just a post-mortem. It's me trying to understand how a system like this gets built, why smart people believed in it, and what the actual failure mechanism was. Because if you understand the machine, you'll see it coming next time. Here's what most people know about Terra. It collapsed. Billions gone. Guy behind it got arrested. Bad vibes. But that framing misses the part that actually matters, which is how it collapsed. Because Terra wasn't just another speculative token going to zero. It was a specific kind of financial instrument called an algorithmic stablecoin, and the way it was designed contained a fatal flaw that, once triggered, made collapse mathematically inevitable, not because someone stole money, not because the team ran, but because of the mechanics. Understanding that flaw doesn't just explain what happened to Terra, it tells you what to look for the next time someone builds something similar. And someone will. So let's go back to the beginning and actually explain what Terra was. Because if you've heard the story without understanding the technology, you've only heard half of it. First, you need to understand what Terra was trying to be. Crypto prices move a lot. Bitcoin can drop 20% in a day. That volatility is fine if you're speculating, but it makes crypto almost impossible to use as actual money. You can't pay rent in Bitcoin if your rent might cost twice as much tomorrow. So the crypto world invented stablecoins. Tokens designed to stay at exactly $1, always, no matter what. The simple way to do this, keep real US dollars in a bank. For every one stablecoin you issue, hold one actual dollar in reserve. That's what Tether and USDC do. It works. It's boring. It requires trusting a company to actually hold the dollars. Kwon, the founder of Terra, thought he could do something more ambitious. He wanted a stablecoin that didn't need a bank. No reserves, no trust in any company, fully decentralized. He called it UST. Here's where it gets clever and fragile. UST's value wasn't backed by dollars. It was backed by another token called Luna. The system worked like this. If UST drifted below $1, you could burn UST and receive $1 worth of Luna in return. If UST drifted above $1, you could burn Luna and receive UST. Burning means destroying tokens permanently. The idea was that arbitrage traders would always correct the price. UST falls to 99 cents. Traders buy it cheap, burn it for $1 of Luna, pocket the difference. Price goes back to $1. UST rises to $1.01. Do the reverse. Repeat forever. On paper, this is elegant. You've created a stable currency without needing a bank, using pure market incentives. The problem, which some people saw coming, is that the whole system depended on Luna retaining value, and under the right kind of pressure, it didn't. In May 2022, someone, or a coordinated group, made a very large bet that Terra was fragile. They started selling UST in large quantities. Though it's worth noting, the most rigorous academic analysis suggests it wasn't necessarily a single coordinated attack, but a system already under serious strain that finally buckled when confidence broke. Here's what happened next, step by step. Step 1. UST starts to drift below $1, not catastrophically, just a little, but in a system built on perfect confidence, a little doubt is dangerous. Step 2. Arbitrage traders do what they're supposed to. They buy cheap UST, burn it, and receive Luna. This is working as designed. But here's the catch. Every time this happens, more Luna is being created. More Luna means more supply. More supply puts downward pressure on Luna's price. Step 3. Luna starts falling, and now the system has a problem. The entire stability of UST depends on the idea that $1 of UST can always be burned for $1 of Luna. But if Luna is falling, that $1 guarantee starts to feel shaky. People who hold UST don't want to hold a stablecoin that might not stay stable, so they start selling. Step 4. More UST selling, more Luna minting. Luna falls further, UST loses more confidence. This is the death spiral. Each step makes the next step worse. The mechanism that was designed to stabilize the system is now accelerating its collapse. The death spiral, the part where $40 billion evaporated, played out over roughly 72 hours starting May 7th. By May 12th, it was over. Step 5. Complete confidence collapse. UST loses its peg entirely. Luna hyperinflates. Billions of new tokens created in a desperate attempt to stabilize UST. The supply of Luna goes from around 340 million tokens to 6.5 trillion tokens in days, an increase of nearly 1,900%. The price becomes essentially zero. Here's the part of the story that often gets left out. Why so many ordinary people had money in Terra in the first place. Kwon's team ran something called Anchor Protocol, a savings product built on top of Terra that was offering close to 20% annual yield on UST deposits. To put that in context, a regular US savings account in 2022 was paying less than 1%. Anchor was offering nearly 20%. Tens of billions of dollars flowed in, not because people were being reckless, because 20% yield from a project backed by serious venture capital sounded like the future of finance. Some people put in their life savings. When the peg broke, Anchor was ground zero for the panic. Everyone tried to withdraw at once. There was nothing to withdraw into. One question I had going into this: where did $40 billion go? If it disappeared, someone must have it, right? Not exactly. Most of it was never really there in the traditional sense. The $40 billion figure was the market capitalization at peak, the price of Luna times the number of tokens outstanding. But market cap is a theoretical number. It assumes you could sell every token at the current price. You can't. When everyone tries to sell at once, the price collapses and the theoretical value evaporates. Some people did get out early. Whoever shorted Luna successfully made significant money, but for the hundreds of thousands of retail investors who held UST in Anchor, the money didn't go anywhere. It ceased to exist as the price went to zero. The SEC later alleged that Kwon and Terraform Labs transferred funds of approximately $80 million a month to external wallets in the months surrounding the collapse, money that was subsequently moved to a Swiss bank account. Kwon has disputed these characterizations and legal proceedings are ongoing, but the allegations added significantly to the sense of betrayal for people who lost everything. So here's where I actually land on this, and I want to be straight with you about it. I don't think Kwon was running a straight-up scam. I think he was arrogant. I think he got so convinced he'd solved a hard problem that he stopped being honest about the risks, with investors, with the public, and probably with himself. That combination of arrogance and recklessness is actually more dangerous than a straight scammer because it attracts people who do real due diligence and still get burned. And that brings me to the thing I keep thinking about. I would have been tempted by that 20% yield. I know enough about finance to know 20% is high, but in 2022, with Bitcoin doing what it was doing and institutional money flooding in, it didn't feel insane. It felt like maybe this is just what DeFi can do, which is exactly the mental trap. The rule I've landed on: yield has to come from somewhere real. If you can't answer the question, who is paying this yield and why, in plain English, that's your answer. Anchor couldn't answer that question. The yield was essentially coming from new investors buying in, which is not a business model. That's a clock. The army drilled something into me early. Understand your terrain before you move. In finance terms, that means you don't put money into something you can't explain. Not because you're a pessimist, but because if you can't explain it, you can't see the risks. A lot of Terra investors trusted the endorsements instead of understanding the mechanism. Those are two completely different things. I'm still in Bitcoin. And part of why I'm comfortable with that is because I understand why Bitcoin works. The scarcity is real, the decentralization is real, the math is verifiable. Terra had none of that underneath. It had confidence and circular logic. When the confidence broke, there was nothing left to hold the price up. Crypto isn't one thing. Some of it is built on something real. Some of it is built on the assumption that the music never stops. The job is knowing which is which before you sit down. That's what this channel is for. Next week, I'm breaking down Ethereum. Bitcoin is digital gold. Ethereum is something different. It's a programmable platform that generates real revenue from real activity. And the way it makes money is genuinely unlike anything else in finance. If you want to understand the business behind the blockchain, not just the price, this channel is for you.